During the decades leading up to the Civil War, America was troubled with all manner of social and economic anxieties. Between the Panic of 1837 in the States and the 1845 Great Famine in Ireland, it's no wonder why the country became rife with doomsayers, prophets, and charlatans of every color and creed. During this era of delusion, there was one man who made quite the name for himself, right here in Michigan. Stay tuned as we profess the tale of the King of Beaver Island on today's Michigan Moment. Born in upstate New York, James Jesse Strang, the future king of Beaver Island, grew up an idealist with dreams of fame and grandeur. These dreams, no doubt, led him to join fellow New Yorker Joseph Smith as an early member of Smith's Church of Latter-day Saints. And after several real estate schemes gone awry, Strang faked his death and moved west. Strang first encountered Mormonism in 1843, after moving to the Wisconsin territories. While working as a lawyer, Strang traveled to Nauvoo, Illinois, then the capital of the LDS, where he first met Joseph Smith. No one is certain what transpired during this first meeting, but after their considerably long conversation, the stringent atheist Strang returned to Wisconsin a Mormon. On June 27, 1844, just months after Strang returned to Wisconsin, Joseph Smith was killed by an angry mob before publicly naming his successor. According to Strang, on the night of Smith's death, an angel came to him and anointed his head with oil, naming him the new leader of the Church of Latter-day Saints. Along with this story, Strang, a former postmaster, also had a letter signed by Smith naming him his successor. This letter is now widely considered to be a forgery. With the discovery of some magic brass plates and several innovations in print media, Strang was able to attract thousands to his newly founded Mormon settlement of Vori, which grew into a proper town by 1848. But Strang wanted more than a town. He wanted a kingdom. For this, he turned his eye east to the remote island in northern Lake Michigan. Beaver Island is the largest island in Lake Michigan, measuring 55.8 square miles. The island was mostly inhabited by members of the Ojibwe and Ottawa tribes. But with the passing of the Indian Removal Act, Beaver Island became a perfect stage for Strang's religious utopia. On July 8, 1850, with a wooden scepter and paper crown, James Strang anointed himself the king of Beaver Island. After his coronation, Strang began ordering his followers to take goods and property from non-Mormon islanders, often by force. This eventually led to Strang's followers performing military-style raids on Charlevoix and other coastal Michigan settlements. Local newspapers at the time described Strang and his followers as pirates. With Strang's growing infamy, President Millard Fillmore ordered the U.S. District Attorney to investigate Strang and his colony. Months later, the USS Michigan, a state-of-the-art Navy battleship, arrived at Beaver Island to arrest Strang and bring him to stand trial in Detroit. Strang was accused of treason, counterfeiting, trespassing on government land, and theft. Strang argued and won his case, which garnered him favorable press. He later used his newfound fame to run and eventually win a seat in the Michigan House of Representatives. As Strang's notoriety grew, so did his number of enemies. By 1856, Beaver Island had a population of about 2,600 Mormons, which included several Mormons that were excommunicated from Strang's church. Two of these excommunicated followers, Thomas Bedford and H.D. McCulloch, joined forces with Strang's rivals on Mackinac Island to put an end to the prophet's reign. On June 16, 1856, Bedford and McCulloch cornered Strang at the port of St. James, Strang's Beaver Island capital. The assailants shot Strang 4 times and beat him with pistol butts before boarding the USS Michigan and escaping to Mackinac. Strang was rushed across the lake to Vori, his original Mormon colony. 3 weeks later, the Holy King of Beaver Island had succumbed to his wounds. Strang was survived by 4 wives and 14 children, 4 of which were born after his death. He died without naming a successor to his kingdom. After his death, the kingdom of Beaver Island soon fell and his followers dispersed. Today, there remains between 50 and 300 followers of Strang's sect of Mormonism, though few of these Strangites live on Beaver Island today. So, whether pirate or prophet, James Strang's life left a distinct mark on Michigan history. Special thanks to Miles Harvey and his book, The King of Confidence, which served as a reference for this episode. Also, thanks to our producer's brother, Tyler, for loaning him the book last week. If you'd like us to cover a specific topic in the future, leave a comment, and we'll see you next time on Michigan Moment.